Well, it's that time of year again. It's pretty cold. I think it's time to make some bread. Yeah, it's pretty cold. I forgot to bring my knocking about rubber boots in yesterday. And when it gets this cold, they stop being rubber. They just turn straight solid. We got a problem. Before we can make the bread, we need water, because you always need water. So I guess it's time to go to the community well and top up my water jugs. Unfortunately, my block heater's out, so I got this little space heater that I put underneath my vehicle, so to help things warm up a little bit, and that's my battery blanket plugged in. And then of course the whole car gets a little blanket just to try and keep it warm. Is this the factory recommended way to start a car in the cold? Probably not, but what are you gonna do? Fix it? Not for a while. It's gonna stay broken for a little while. Gotta top up the bird feeders as well, because when it's this cold, the birds eat what is an impossible amount of seed. Like, they're tiny little chickadees. How much could they eat? And the answer is an insane amount. Plus the little mice that live under the ground, they like all the little dregs coming down. They build these little tunnels so they can get all the surplus. She's a little warmed up now. Let's try and give it a start. Ho ho! Like a dream. Good job, Toyota. Now let's get that heat up. Okay, so the car is kind of warm. Time to load up the water jugs. Let's hit the road. An astute observer would know I've only shoveled a very small portion of the driveway, but baking bread's a whole lot more fun than shoveling a driveway. Might as well make a quick stop at the dump because it's right on the way. Hello, how's it going today?
Good.
Good, just yeah, one bag of household there.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
They dump all the water around them this time.
Well, you know, it could be easier. It's easier when it's warmer.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I don't have plumbing at my place, so I don't go through that much. You know, it's all just drinking water. Yeah.
Been 40 below there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's yeah. I mean, at least I don't have plumbing to freeze.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta.
Well, on the other end of that, I've got the plumbing and it has frozen.
Yeah. So you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. We're at the community well. Push the green button. And out comes the water. switch the jugs. And load her back up. All right, now that we're all loaded up, we head back home. Back at the ranch with our water. Almost there. Almost ready to start cooking. First things first, gotta preheat that oven. All the way up to 400. Get a little cast iron skillet out and grease up that pan. Into the oven it goes. Get that pan nice and hot. One of the best parts of this recipe, 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. Dry ingredients time, cup of cornmeal, and whatever extra you have in the bag, because that's a very unhelpful amount of anything. Cup of flour, 1/2 cup of sugar, teaspoon of salt, 3½ teaspoons of baking powder. Give your ingredients a quick mix, preferably with a Blair tasting spoon. In goes arguably the best part, the butter. Then a cup of whole milk. And last but not least, our friend. Also an egg in there. I tried to film it, but to do that I have to crack it one-handed. And I did that, but then just half the eggshell fell in there, so had to start over. Now with the... I can't film and crack at the same time. I also can't stir and film at the same time. Kind of like lumpy pancake batter. This is a tough angle without a tripod. But our oven's up to temperature. Our pan's up to temperature. Oh, it's hot. I think you can hear that sizzling. Everything goes back in the oven, and we set the timer for 22 minutes because that's a fun number. 20 some odd minutes later, we got ourselves some cornbread. Now we just need a little bit of butter and a little bit of honey. Oh, that's some cold weather goodness. And now with all the water you got, you get to do the dishes. Woo!